everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
So how most girls fell out in Miami, me and some of my people fell out in Dubai, okay? So long story short, it was my birthday. We had this trip planned. It was already planned with 3 girls locked in. We already had everything booked. We were supposed to go from Atlanta to London, from London to Dubai, Dubai to Bali, and then Bali back to Dubai, then Dubai back to Atlanta, okay? So we ended up, us 3 had already had first class, everything booked, we're ready to go. Then this one girl that I had just kind of started chilling with, she was like, I want to go. I'm like, okay, get your ticket and you can go. So she ended up getting her ticket last minute. I didn't really think she was going to get it, but she did. And it's like the day before we left, me and her had already had some weird issue happen. And long story short, with that issue, we went out the Sunday before we left, and I'm in the car talking on the phone with this dude. She's in the back seat. My gay homeboy's driving, and she tells me to get the fuck off the phone. So I tell my homeboy, like, who is she talking to? I'm like, pull over. I was like, you can get out. And she is like, okay, like, what? Really? You gonna do this? Yeah, because you're talking to me crazy in my car while I'm on the phone with, at the time, might have been my man. You're not gonna embarrass me like that. Like, who is you telling to get off the phone? So I have him pull over, my homeboy. He pulls over, and I'm like, you can get out the car. I just don't want you in my car. I even called her a truck. I said, I called you a truck. It'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm gonna wait till it gets here, but you're not gonna disrespect me. Mind you, we were leaving the next morning, okay? So my thing is that I feel like she was pressed to go on this trip, because if somebody did that to me, I would automatically call it and be like, red flag. I'm not going to go out the country with this person. You shouldn't want to still go out the country with me. I just put you out of my car. So the next day she calls me. She was like, hey. I'm like, what's up? Because I'm still irritated because you really were just drunk, whatever, but what time are you going to the airport? So I chalk it up. I let it go. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. Well, I'm going to the airport. I tell her what time I'm going to the airport. Like, we can go, whatever. She's still coming to Dubai. Okay, we end up flying to Dubai, and when we get there, we had checked into this.
How you rich, and you got that ghetto bird chirping in the background?
Nice suite. We had one of the nicest suites ever. Like, it was beautiful. It was like 3 bedrooms, like at the Palm. Amazing. So this night, my one homegirl who's a nurse, she was like, I'm gonna take a nap. I just got off a 12-hour shift, and this flight was crazy. So me and the other girl who I had just became friends with, she was like, let's go upstairs to the rooftop. Let's go to the club. We go. We're having fun, whatever. So the next day, my other homegirl flew in, okay? Because she flew in the day after us. So she got there. We're all in. We're having fun. We go to the pool. So me and my 3 homegirls, not the one that I just met and invited her just because she wanted to come out the country, we ended up going to the pool. I try to wake the girl up. So this is the girl that I keep repeating, I haven't been friends with her for long. I just knew her because we worked at the club together type of situation. So she's like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. So we're like, you want to sleep in Dubai? And it's my birthday, so I'm offended. So I was like, okay, whatever, stay asleep. Me and my homegirls, we getting bottles at the pool. We done ran into these little Nigerian men who are like, y'all want to go? Like, we'll buy y'all bottles. We're going to do whatever. Like, they pretty much covered our whole bottle tab, everything. And then they were like, y'all want to go change and we'll go shopping and we can go to dinner. So when we go back up to the room, mind you, we left the room at like 12. We didn't go back to the room till 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock, probably about 6 o'clock. We changed really quick, got dressed. She's still asleep. I'm telling her, like, girl, wake up. Like, it's nighttime now. We're about to go, 6 o'clock-ish. The stores are still open till 9. So I'm like, girl, we're about to go to dinner. Like, get up, get dressed. She still wanting to sleep. So I'm like, let her sleep. So me and my other homegirls, we get dressed, we go. We didn't know who we was with, but we was with some rich Africans, pretty much. They done took us to Van Cleef, get what you want, put it on my tab, just throw it in the bag type of situation, okay? We just met them at the pool, at the Palm in Dubai, okay? They was like, yeah, whatever. So from there, after we got to doing that, we went to go to dinner. So after dinner, they wanted to go to the club. I was like, oh, well, I want to go back to my room, change into my club outfit, and then we can go to the club. Like, y'all come get us. So I go back in the room, and when I go back, I'm going with my little shopping bags, whatever. I walk in, and she's like halfway up. She's like sitting in the bed, just chilling. I'm like, girl, you should have woke up. Like, we met these dudes at the pool. We done went shopping. They paid for everything. Like, we even went to dinner. Like, now we're gonna go to the club. She was like, oh, why didn't you wake me up? I did. And you told us to leave you alone. And didn't nobody tell you to come to Dubai and go to sleep on the first full day that we're here? So she has attitude. She wakes up. I'm like, are you coming? She was like, yeah, I'm coming. She wakes up, starts getting dressed, whatever. And like my other friends that I was there with, they're kind of like we all kind of have things. And when I say things, I mean like we were like material girls, you know, like we were, you know, head to toe, you know. And with her, it's like she fit in, but not as much. Like she stepped, but she ain't stepped as hard as what we was, you know. And I noticed that early, but I don't judge off of that. So we all get dressed for dinner or whatever. I mean, for the club. We were going to the club. The dude sends a car, right? We had already had a driver this whole time, like a little S550. It was nice. Y'all will probably see from the videos, because a lot of people commented on the videos, like, oh, that's not a chic. I was joking. It was our driver. So the driver comes and gets us. We are in this car, whatever. She has attitude. You can feel the energy. My best friend that I've been friends with for 6-7 years, she's texting me like, Courtney, I don't like her energy, especially on your birthday. Like, I'm not feeling it. So I'm like, she just woke up, like, you know, give her a minute, like, you know, whatever. And she's probably upset because she didn't get to come shopping with us because everything was free. But just, you know, we'll let it go. So I had let the girl know, like, we're meeting back up with these Africans, you know. So we pull up to the club. The African dudes, they come out and get us. We go in. The dude comes to me. He's like, what do you want to drink? I'm like, Casa Azul. He orders 2 bottles of Casa Azul, right? Casa Azul is very good tequila. The girl who was the last person to come on the trip, you know, that slept all day, she's like, I want something else to drink. Like, I'm not drinking this. She's sitting there like this. Like, I'm like, girl, you're not going to drink one of the most expensive tequilas that you could get out here. Like, don't act bougie. Don't do that, because you're not like that. And so I'm like, what's wrong? You know, I'm asking her, like, are you okay? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, what's wrong? She was like, I just know. And at the end of the day, this is what happened. The African showed up with 4 of his friends, right? And, you know, so I'm talking to one, my homeboy talking to one, now she's talking to his homeboy. She's like, his homeboy just in my ear, like, I don't want to talk to him. Like, I don't want to talk to him. But when my African would be like, what's wrong, sweetheart? She would be like, nothing. Like, we could take a shot. I tried to hand her a shot to take with me. She said no. The African that I was talking to tried to hand her a shot, and she's all gung-ho for it. But so the African that she was hooked up with, she's not even knowing, because she's judging him off of, like, you know, his toned down appearance. This man is like a government official. Like, he's like, he got Arab money. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to disclose that to you, because I'm seeing how you're moving. So when it came to the dude that I was talking to, she started being nice to him and, oh, nothing's wrong. But as soon as I would talk to her, she would be like, yeah, like, I'm not in the best mood. But as soon as the dude that was like on my body, who had took me shopping and everything like that, was talking to her, it was, yeah, let's take shots. He won't take shots with me on my birthday, but he hands you a shot and you're all for it. My mind flipped. What? So from here, we're about to go to another club, right? My homegirl that I was friends with for a long time, for the 6 year, we'll call her my 6-year homegirl. She pulls me to the side like, I don't like her energy towards you. How is she being so weird towards you, who brought her out here for your birthday? But as soon as the dude that done took you shopping and did all this for you starts talking to her, she want to act all nice and funny and ha-ha, kiki, giggly, but won't even take a shot with you. I'm like, don't worry about it. Let's go to the next place. We go to the next place, okay? Mind you, I'm just like mentally in my head keeping track of what's going on, but I wasn't letting it bother me. When we go to the next place, we're walking out. They have on dresses. I have on a little Balenciaga 2-piece. I'm like, y'all look so cute. I want to take a picture of y'all. So I'm behind them taking a picture. She steps to the side. I'm like, girl, no, like, you look cute. Y'all fit. Like, it's really cute. I'm trying to get cute content. She was like, I don't want to be in your video. Like, no, like, I'm good. I'm like, but she tried to turn up in front of the dude. The dude says to her, like, oh, don't yell at my baby. Don't yell at my baby. Calm down, sis. Calm down, sis. What's wrong? She was like, nothing. I just really, like, like, how is you getting offensive towards me? Now he comes and it's like, no, we no fight. We no fight. She like, yeah, all up in his face. At this point, I'm like, so we ended up going to the next place or whatever. And when we got there, it was the same stuff. She was being weird towards me, being nice towards him. At one point, she had told his homeboy to get out of her face. He's just trying to be nice. He don't know you, whatever. Her energy was just horrible. So from here, the little African dude that's talking to me, he's like, hey, like, do you want to go somewhere else after this? And I'm like, you know what? Let's just go back to the room and me and you can go like to the beach. Behind the Palm 5, which is where we stayed, there's like the pool, there's a restaurant, then behind the restaurant, there's a beach with sand and they have a little lounge on the sand on the beach. It's really cute. I loved it. So we go back to the room, me and the girls go upstairs, her and my 6-year friend, my nurse friend, had kind of got into it. She pretty much had been like, why are you acting like this? Like, you're not entitled to nothing. Like, the way you're acting is just crazy. You're being a hater. And her and my friend, they end up getting into it. And I was like, you know what? We're going back to the room, okay? I tell the dude, like, we're just going to go back. We go back to the room. We go up there. Everybody's energy off. Okay, so I'm texting him. He's like, do you want to go to the beach? I said, there's a beach right behind the hotel. Like, yeah, let's go to this little lounge. We can smoke some hookah, get some food. It's late night, whatever. So I tell them, like, yo, I'm going to go hang out with him. I'm going to go, to the little beach, whatever, smoke some hookah, maybe drink a little bit more, get some food. The girl, the attitude, she's like, so you're going to leave again? And I'm like, yeah. And she's pretty much like, her questioning kind of seemed like, well, why are we not going? I'm going to hang out with him. So she had an attitude, of course. And I was like, this man just spent all this money all day. We had a great time. It's like, I bring you out. You have attitude. You ruin the vibe. So I'm just going to go hang out with him by myself. Yeah, she didn't like that at all. Like, oh, so we got to stay in the room? No, y'all can go do whatever y'all want. But I'm going to go hang out with him by myself. Do you get what I'm saying? So, of course, she says whatever, starts having an attitude, and then she's pretty much like, well, if you're just going to keep leaving, I can just go home. And you can. And you can. And so she ends up like, I leave, I go downstairs, I'm smoking hookah, enjoying my time with him, having a blast. And my other friend who had talked to his friend, she came too. So it's like a 2-on-2 date type of thing. And then the other 2 girls stayed in the room. So we're down there vibing and she's like, you just want to leave us up here? Well, no, because when I just brought you out, your attitude was horrible. You were low-key trying to, ease up on him. He didn't even want you. He was just being nice. And it's like, I don't want that energy around. I'm really trying to enjoy my birthday. And if this man just took me, shopping, meeting me first day, of course, I'm going to go eat, smoke hookah. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow type of situation. And go hang out with him again the next day. So we end up going to the little hookah place, having a ball, had a great time. When I go back to the room, she's just like, just the energy's bad. Oh, so what did y'all do? Oh, we went to the beach, just chilled, relaxed. Oh, so why we couldn't come? Because it was 2-on-2, and that's just what it was. Sorry. If you would have been nice to his friend, maybe you could have came because you would have had somebody to vibe with. But I'm not going to bring you on this, 2-on-2 date. Like, I'm just not. So she pretty much starts like, it's like she was using her going home as a threat. Like, I can just go home. I can just go home. And you can. I'm telling her, you can go get your own room too. If you want to leave, like, you can go. I don't care. You're ruining my birthday, in my opinion. You're being a hater. All the signs are there. Like, my friend who's not drama and she's not problematic is sitting here saying, Courtney, no. And at that point, after you did all this, I realized what it is. Like, simple situation. You're a hater. So the next day we go on the motor cars and, she ends up coming. Everything was supposed to be fine. Yeah, it was weird. She ends up still coming to do that adventure. She was just staying at this point to get pictures. It's like she took a picture in the hotel. She took a picture in Dubai. She took a picture on the cars type stuff. And then her flight was later that day. So me, I'm just finishing out the day, calling it what it is, not saying nothing. And so we go back to the room after the motor cars, after I think she wrecked one, but there was like insurance on it. So it was crazy. But anyways, stressing about that, but we ended up getting that handled. So we go back up to the room, and long story short, her energy's off, and she tells me this story about how she has to go home, and oh, it's not because of you. It's not even because of the situation that happened with us. Something's going on with my family, whatever. I'm like, yeah, girl, whatever. You just wanted to come to Dubai, get a couple of pictures, and it didn't go how you wanted it to go. So you wanted to be a hater and be mean for no reason. So at this point, she ends up
she should have just got pooped on.
leaving. Thank God. And we end up having a good rest of the time, except now there's a problem with the other girl, not my friend that I'm best friends with. The girl I told you that came the second day, that came from Texas. Yeah, that'll be part 3, and I'll give you that as that. But she ends up leaving, everything's cool, and we, continue about our trip. So after she left was when my birthday really had started. My friend had planned with my man at home, who I was dating at the time. He couldn't make it, of course, and, he had stuff going on. But he had planned to have my room decorated. He had called me and was like, go to the spa. I booked you this spa appointment. I'm telling my friend, y'all want to come? We'll just handle it, whatever. She's like, no, I'm going to stay. I'm sitting here wondering why my friend don't want to come to the spa with me. So I go to the spa, and when I come back to the spa, my whole room is decorated, okay? Happy birthday, gorgeous. Everything's in green, money green that I love. He had security deliver, which was my first Birkin, my green Birkin, to my room, and had my friend set up this whole nice thing for me, okay? I was in love. It was so cute. Mind you, this happened on the 5th, so 2 or 3 days after she had left, okay? And this was also the night of my birthday dinner. So I had posted, oh my God, my room so decorated. I love this. Thank you so much. My birthday, amazing. I had got, a couple of gifts, and, everybody went crazy. So she wasn't there for that, but I'm guessing she had seen the post, and she caught herself going to work talking about it. Okay, now next. So I finish out the trip. I'll give you guys the part 3 on the other girl and what happened, but let me finish out with her. So when I end up coming home, when I came home, energy was off at work. It's everybody knew that something happened, because you see her in Dubai with me having fun, then you see she left and I stayed, and you could tell that it was something, but it was she didn't automatically post that she was at home. She kind of just didn't say anything. So when I got back to Atlanta, of course, I hear little girls the girls snickering and talking oh yeah, y'all fell out in Dubai, this and that. And I'm like, it's not even that we fell out. Did she tell you the truth? I didn't correct anything. This is me correcting it now, because of course there's a lot of stories out there of stuff that's being said and everything else. This girl stayed for a whole full 24 hours. You can even give it 36 hours. So it's my birthday dinner, everything that happened after that, she wasn't even there for anything after that. She wasn't there for my gifts. She wasn't there for what my, person did for me. She wasn't there for none of it. But she felt the need to speak on it and act like she was there. Speaking on stuff that you weren't even there for. You want to talk down on me so bad, right? And you wasn't even there. And that's the thing. You pretended that you finished out the trip, instead of telling the truth that you left and went home because you were being a hater. And then you came home and just lied. And so when I came home, I didn't correct nothing. And then one day we were in a bag together, and she pretty much was like, I got you, it's okay. I'm gonna make sure you get your cut out this bag. As soon as I leave the club on this day, another girl calls me, has me has me listening to the conversation. She was like, yeah, her Birkin's this and that and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting here first of all, you don't know who I deal with. You don't know what my man at the time did for me, because you're not a friend and you weren't there. You left the 2.5 day. You get what I'm saying? You weren't there for anything. So when you started making up these lies to try to savage my character and make people think, oh, she has fake this and fake that, I'm sorry that a man has never bought you anything of value. That's not my fault. But for you to come back to Atlanta and spread false information about me for something you were not there for, is crazy. So long story short, she went home, and then when she came home, she decided to run her mouth. So as y'all know, the last story I told y'all was about a hating. Okay? And it's no different with this story, okay? So another one of the girls that went to Dubai, okay? I had met her because, like, you know, all the cute, like, you know, girlies, we will be knowing each other. So I had met her. She had known my nurse friend, but didn't know her like that. Like, just knew her like in passing type of situation. I had met this girl just like, you know, being at the little private parties and stuff like that. Like, you know, with little athletes and artists, whatever. So she would always call me like a mentor. Like, hey, this dude wants me to come hang out with him. Like, what do you think I should say? Like, I'm sitting here like, girl, I don't know. Like, a lot of people have this misconception about me that I'm just out here just like telling men like, oh yeah, I want this, da da da. Like, no, like, men meet me and they like me. They see I'm like a real cool person and they just do. You get what I'm saying? They just do. You know, because I'm the type, like, if I have to ask a man for something, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk no more. So it's like, I don't know why women have this misconception about me that, oh, I just ask men for thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, no. When someone likes you and they want to deal with you and they want you to be happy, they will do stuff naturally. So this girl would call me and she pretty much will be like, yeah, I'm about to go hang out with this dude. Like, yeah, like, I'm gonna hang out with this dude, and like, you know, every time I hang out with him, he'll give me like 1,000 or he'll give me like a couple hundred. But like, how do you get men, da da da? How do you get? And I'm sitting here like, baby, like, men are different for different women, okay? And that's what a lot of girls have to understand. What a man will do for me or what he'll do for the next girl, it's not guaranteed that it's gonna happen for me. That they're gonna just buy every girl that they meet a Chanel bag and a freaking buzz down. Like, no, that's not how it works. When you're dealing with somebody and they really care, they want to see you smile. Or like I told you, it'd be hurt gifts. So this girl, anyway, she would always call me, and it was like there was multiple situations. I would always give her advice, like, girl, look, at the end of the day, is this somebody you like? And she would is like a model wife type. When I say model wife type, she's not a dancer. She's not like, you know, an outside type of girl. Like, she is, but okay, here's the thing. There's some girls that tell the truth about being dancers and being in the streets, and there's girls that lie and do it sneakily, but everybody knows, okay? And she was one of those girls that plays innocent and lies, but she be... okay, getting down. A lot of girls that y'all look up to, you'll be seeing them on trips and all this other stuff, thinking, oh, YouTube's paying for it, or this is paying for it. No, baby, she's going to a full orgy party probably. Anyways, so that's the difference. So with her, it's like her energy was more like soft and sweet and timid. And I had told her, like, the difference between you and me is I'm more like aggressive. I'm more like, I'm me, okay? As in where with you, you give off this vibe of like, sweetheart, and I do no wrong, and I'm so innocent. Like, I'm not innocent, okay? I will tell a man, like, I'm a demon, okay? Like, if you put me there, I'll get there, get active with you. So I was trying to tell her, it's like, it's not really about what you're saying. I said, it's just how you carry yourself. These men might see you more as somebody they want to date instead of somebody they just want to give 10,000 to and get out of my face. Like, you know? So I was trying to tell her, like, I can't give you advice for real. So we had, and listen, I'm going to tell you, because this is where everything has started being real weird. We had went to Miami, okay? While we're in Miami, we go, it's me, my nurse friend, and her. We go, we check into the room. We're like, oh yeah, we're going to go to the pool. Any of y'all know, when you go to Miami, all the little IG girlies, me, not no more. I stay at the Satai, or I stay at like Nobu, okay? I stopped staying at this hotel because this is a hotel, okay? Mondrian in South Beach is a hotel. If you know, you know. So we had a room there. We're like, let's go to the pool. I'm like, yeah, well, my friend has said that we could go meet him at the pool. She was like, oh, yeah, and I have a friend too. Later, he'll take us out to dinner. I'm like, oh, cool, bet. Like, We got the plays for the night. We got what we doing. So I'm texting the dude or whatever. I'm like, hey, I'm about to come down or whatever. Like, you good? Like, we're on the way. He's like, yeah, I'm at the... So we end up going to the pool. So when we get to the pool, mind you, this dude is an athlete, okay, a very known one. And I'm leading the way. Because like I said, we're meeting with my friend. I'm leading the way. I walk up to him, I give him a hug. And I'm like, hey, this is my friend. And so it's like the girl's like her whole demeanor is like weird. She ends up like just giving a little side hook saying, hey, whatever. Like, how are you doing? Like, I could tell they knew something, okay? It was something. Mind you, when she was telling me about the friend that we were going to eat with that night, the thing that she was setting up, she was like, yeah, I'll be linking him, but he don't ever be trying to give me no money. And I was like, girl, I don't know, okay? So this is the story. This is what she was telling me about the person we were meeting with that night. Yo, while we go to the pool, I'm chilling, the dude buying drinks, I'm having fun. I'm so slow. I didn't realize the tension, the energy, okay? Because me, I'm getting drunk. I'm at the pool. I'm drinking Casamigos, 1942, rounded up, okay? Yeah. So we have fun. We're drunk, whatever. I tell him, like, hey, we're going to go back to the room. We're going to get dressed. We have to go to dinner. I'm asking her, like, hey, you know, are you still want to go to dinner with your friend? She was like, yeah, girl, I'm going to talk to you when we get upstairs, whatever. I'm like, okay. We go upstairs. Mind you, been drinking. She was like, that is who I was talking about that was going to take us to dinner tonight. I was like, oh. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah. And I was like, why you didn't really say? She was like, I didn't want to ruin the mood or whatever. And I was like, okay, keep it P. Keep it P. I like that. So I'm telling her, like, girl, at the end of the day, all these dudes talk to multiple girls. Like, we shouldn't even care. Like, you know, she was like, yeah, like, all right, whatever. And so we ended up not going to eat dinner with him, right? He's texting me. Mind you, he hasn't said, listen, niggas is dogs. He ain't said like, oh, I know you're a friend. He ain't said nothing. But at the end of the day, that's not my man. I think he like a little trick. I'm never going to take him serious, okay? So I wasn't worried about it. He still texted me like, what are you doing tonight? You still want to go to dinner? I'm like, let's go eat tomorrow. Like, we can chill around, whatever. Because at this point, I'm thinking me and, oh, girl, we got an agreement. And when we was down there, you didn't say nothing, and it's nothing serious. You just was, before we went down to the pool and you found out it was the same person, you was complaining about how he barely ever do anything for you. So it's not your man. So from there, the next day we wake up, she's like, hey, I'm going to go eat with my friend. I'm like, oh, okay, because we're all in the same room. She goes, she eats with her friend. So dude from the pool is hitting me up like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm chilling. I just woke up. He was like, let's go get some brunch. So me and nurse friend, we go get brunch with the dude. Mind you, the other girl left and went to eat with a whole nother man. So in my head, I'm like, oh, she don't care about him. So yeah, might as well go eat. I ain't got to pay for nothing. Let's go. So we go. And so when we go eat, whatever. She calls me. She's like, hey, I'm headed back to the room. I was like, oh yeah, me too. We went to go eat or whatever. So the dude drove like a little Rolls Royce truck, okay? We're pulling up to the front of the hotel. And if you know, when you pull up to Mondrian, it's a whole scene, okay? So I'm pulling up. I'm just chilling. My nurse friend, she gets out the back seat, whatever. The dude's like, hey, what are you about to do? Like, I do want to see you again before you leave. I'm like, I'm about to just go upstairs, try to find something to wear or whatever. He ends up giving me like $4,000. And he's like, well, here, like, go get you something to wear. Like, I want to see you. And I'm like, okay. So I have like my little small Dolce & Gabbana bag. So I get out of his car, okay, with my little Dolce & Gabbana bag, and the money couldn't fit in the bag. So I'm holding it in my hand. So I get out the car. Nurse friend already is at the hotel door walking into the hotel. Her, the other girl, she pulls up in a black truck. She's getting out as I'm walking in. I'm like, oh, hey, girl. She was like, oh, was that? And y'all, the story gets just crazier and crazier. So I'm going to finish the backstory, and then we'll do part 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I get out the car. Nurse friend already is at the hotel door walking into the hotel. Her, the other girl, she pulls up in a black truck. She's getting out as I'm walking in. I'm like, oh, hey, girl. She was like, oh, was that? And I was like, yeah, he took us to brunch or whatever. Mind you, I'm sitting here with $4,000 in cash. Like, it's like I didn't feel like I got caught because you just went ate with a whole nother dude, so you shouldn't care. But it's like her attitude went, Okay? So from there, we go up to the room and she just starts like asking me questions. Like, so how long have you like known him? I'm like, girl, I met him like 4 or 5 months ago. This is my third time hanging out with him. Like, I don't know him like that. Like, he just asked to go to brunch and I went. And so she was like, yeah, like, don't you think that's a little weird? And I was like, well, I mean, it wasn't weird when we went and you didn't say nothing at the pool yesterday. So I didn't think it was weird. You went with somebody else to go drink with and to chill with. So, you know, he asked to go to brunch, we went. And so she was like, I just think that's kind of weird. And I was like, I mean, at the end of the day, these is going to be niggas, okay? And me, I don't love none of them. So I'm just chilling. And it's like her energy was off. Y'all, when I tell you, we had like made plans to go somewhere that night or whatever. We ended up going and it was around like some more like athlete type of situation, okay? So we get there and she is I don't know these men. I don't know. When we go out this night, I don't know these men at all. I'm to myself. I'm chilling. I'm talking to a nurse friend. I'm minding my business, okay? She's all up in the dude's face, like, you know, trying to keep his attention. So he directs the conversation, like, what's your name? Like, you didn't even introduce me to your friends. Like, that's how he's saying it to her. She's like, oh, she's like, this is gorgeous. And then she introduced my nurse friend. He was like, oh, nice to meet y'all, whatever. So then his conversation directs to me. So where you from? Like, what you do? Just talking to me, whatever. Me, I'm just answering the questions, but I'm not trying to do too much because I already know mentally she feels some type of way about other situations. So I'm not about to just keep on looking like, I know I don't look no way, but a girl will feel like you trying to be weird, you know? So me, I'm not trying to speak too much into it at all. So we're drinking, we get drunk. I get to the drunk where I'm like, I want to go. Like, I don't want to go to booby trap. I'm going to go back to the room. The dude, mind you, we had took a truck to meet these second group of people. The dude was like, no, I got y'all. I'm going to take y'all back to y'all room. Y'all get in the car with me. Okay? I'm drunk. I'm going to the room. I'm going to sleep. He was like, oh, I got y'all. On the way to the room, I'm thinking we're going straight to the room because I am drunk. He's like, y'all want some food? I'm like, no, we're okay. Mind you, I sat in the back of his car. I let her sit up front because y'all seemed like y'all had a connection, right? Right. So when we get out, me and nurse friend, we get out, we go upstairs, and then she gets out, but he gets out the car too. Where are you going? So I had texted her, like, don't bring him up here. Like, y'all go, like, we don't know him. Like, I'm really not, like, I'm trying to lay down. Like, I'm tired. So he was like, I'm just going to come up and order some food with y'all. Like, I'm going to cover and pay for it, whatever. And it's like, so we get up there, and I sit in the living room, nurse friend. He comes and sits right next to me. He was like, you was turned, huh? I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to be stiff, y'all. I'm trying to be stiff for the sake of this girl's securities, okay? So he was like, yeah, what you want to eat? So I was like, well, let's wait for her. So he's like, I'm like, let's just wait till she get out here. She can look at the menu. Like, I'm drunk. I don't really care. I'm not even hungry. He was like, oh, well, like, you know, maybe I'll get you some water. Like, he's being real attentive. I'm like, no, I get up. I'm like trying to go to my room. I go into my room because we had this suite, right? She ends up coming out her room because she had changed, I guess, into like something more comfortable type situation. I don't know. So I go to my room. I'm chilling in my room because I'm drunk. She comes in there and she's like, girl, come on. Like, he's trying to talk to us. Like, you know, come out here. And plus, like, I need to know how to handle like the situation. I'm like, what situation? She's wanting me to mentor her on how to talk to this dude. Girl, I'm drunk. I don't want to talk to nobody right now, and I can already see where this is about to go. I didn't get up out of my bed, y'all. I stayed in my bed. But she was like, you already done got your money. Like, I need to get some money. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is where that drunk talk starts to come out, okay? She's like, you went on just a brunch with dude, and he gave you some money, and now this dude, he trying to link with me. Like, what do I need to, like? I'm like, girl, I don't know. Just tell the man you want to go shopping or something, but I'm not coming out there. Because here's how it would have went, y'all. If I would have went out there, I know how athletes are. I know how they move, okay? He would have been like, what's up with y'all? Like, you know, if she would have asked him for anything, as hard as he was on my body, he would have been like, what's up with you and your friend? You get what I'm saying? I don't want him at all. I'm drunk. I want to go to sleep. So I'm telling her, like, no, I'm not coming. So when I didn't come out the room, because I knew that that's probably what was said for her to come in the room and try and get me, she came in the room like, girl, he left. With an attitude. She has an attitude. I'm like, well, girl, fuck. Okay, go to bed. Like, we've been drinking all day. Let's go to bed. So she's like, has an attitude. And I'm like, girl, get out of my room. Get out. Because right now I'm drunk. I want to go to bed. And you're mad at me because a man left because you couldn't you're pretty much mad because how the cards played is that he didn't want you without you trying to get me. And I wasn't going for it. I don't want him. And I don't want nothing like that with you because, first of all, you're not really my type. But also it's just like I see the mess. Okay? Nurse friend, she like, girl, no, leave that alone. Because she already felt the energy. So the next day, she's like, what do y'all want to do today? And I'm like, girl, we can do whatever. Like, you know, we go to the pool again. We go to the pool. At the pool, it's this dude who's very known. I'm not going to say like what he does. But anyway, he's at the pool. Okay? She knows him. I don't know him. I don't know him. Let me speed it up. Pretty much what we kept running into was situations where she either knew a dude that I knew, or there was a situation where she had talked to a dude and he had either knew me and had did stuff for me, but would kind of like baby treat her, like give her like a little bit of green beans, as in where I'm eating a whole steak. Okay, so instead of her just realizing like, girl, these men are for everybody, like call it a day, she ended up having an attitude towards me so bad that she ended up leaving the Miami trip. But Dubai was already planned. Okay, so when my birthday came around, she was still coming to Dubai. Okay, so when she came to Dubai, I hadn't really been talking to her that much, but she was also cool with nurse friend. So I'm like, oh yeah, like I still kept in like touch with her, but it wasn't as close because I had a radar on me of like, this girl likes me, but she don't like that I guess she can't compete with me, and I'm not trying to compete. Like I can put you on game, but we just not the same people, so my game not gonna work for you. You get what I'm saying? So as we're in Dubai, when we're in Dubai, everything happens. The day that we went to the pool, the three of us and Angry Bird stayed in the room. She was at the pool with us, and the two Nigerians had tried to talk to me and nurse friend. First of all, she came to Dubai not waxed, nothing. Okay, so she at the pool and like she just wasn't like up to par, okay? But she had got mad because me and nurse friend had picked our little 1-2 out and we had it understood. And she was like, oh, like, man, I wish y'all would have like came and got me when y'all first saw them. Like, that's not fair. So, like, long story short with her, she just had an attitude the whole time. She ended up staying the whole trip, but it was just weird because it was just like, I cannot help certain things. And this is like the stuff that I always go through with my friendships. Is like, I happen to be a very strong personality, and I don't need nobody's man. Okay, like I got my own situations. I don't need to do none of that. But it was like, when you're a girl and you're in a certain lifestyle, there's a very good chance that your best friend and you have dealt with or had a run-in with the same man. Some girls can handle it, some can't, because when they find out that the men be doing more for you than what they do for them, they want to get mad at you for it. Anyways, so Dubai kind of was like, there was a backstory behind the Dubai, and that's kind of where all the drama had came from. But it was like with her, she just kind of had an attitude the whole time in Dubai too. She stayed, but she had an attitude. And it was just like, we couldn't help that y'all can't find y'all's own motion. Me and the girl don't talk at all. At all. No more. Okay? Not even a little bit. And it was just like, it had come down to a situation where we were dealing with the same dude. That's why we stopped being friends. We were dealing with the same dude. I didn't know. My phone rang. She saw the name. Instead of her asking me about the situation I had going on with this dude, okay, because it was nothing, she called him and lied and was like, so you talk to Gorgeous Doll and you be giving her money, but you don't be giving me nothing, da 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 da. She never asked me about this dude at all. I had knew she had an attitude for some reason, but I never knew why until the dude called me. And he was like, so did you tell such and such? Like, I didn't know that y'all were friends or y'all were cool, but she called my phone saying you said that I was doing this and that for you, and she's mad now because of this. And I was like, she's never asked me about you. I said, you mean she was fishing for information and you gave her what she wanted? He was like, oh yeah. Cause me, I don't gotta talk about my business. I'm really not just talking about my business that I got going on with such and such as that person. But I know she had seen, like when my phone had rang and she saw the name pop up, she was kind of like, but she didn't say nothing. But you go behind me and throw me under the bus to this man, make it seem like I'm just this girl that is just talking about him when you didn't even ever ask me about him, sweetheart. Anyways, so this was Dubai and a little bit of background from a Miami trip so y'all knew how the girl was. And that's it, y'all. Now I'm only friends with one of the girls that was on the trip.
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit live video. We back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Yes, we back with the girl, Gorgeous Doll, and yes, she has the most infamous stories in the world, Craig. Yo, if I want to just say that, you know, if anybody was gonna go on a girl's trip, don't go with Gorgeous Doll, okay? If you got any type of insecurities, your ass gonna go home with your feelings hurt, okay? Because she do not play. But honestly, I think in the women in her industry, um, I think it's a lot of animosity, and that's what I see. Because all of the women are of the industry that she hangs with. So when she's when she, and the nurse chick, I don't know what she means by the nurse chick. Is the nurse, we need to meet the nurse chick because the nurse chick seems humble, but she getting that bag, so she gotta look good. So enough to get out to where she, meeting all these South Africans or West Africans in Dubai. But it seems like the nurse friend, she really wasn't tripping because she knew she could hold her own. But I think being in the the midnight ballerina industry, you kind of get some type of you wanna feel like every man that looks at you wants you. So when a guy that looks at you don't want you and they want your friend, it kind of does something to your ego, your ballerina ego, and you kind of want some redemption. So I think a lot of these women, they go hang out with her because she is or was the it girl. I'm not saying she isn't now, but at her time, she was that girl. And while hanging out with her, they got to, I think they got a dose of reality when hanging with a girl with confidence, a girl with a personality. Because a lot of these women don't be having personalities. And like I've said it in, if y'all watch the live, big girls, they have personalities. Gorgeous Doll used to be a big girl. And when she got slim, she still carried that big girl personality all the way to the bank. Okay. And I think that I think that's the main thing that scared most women that hang with her is that she was so cool. But it's so many women that hate Gorgeous Doll. Like if you look on TikTok, it's people that really hate her, and I be like, I don't really care. I don't really care. But I think people are afraid of how outward she is and about her personality. so much that they think it's fake. But every time she tells a story, guess who comes with the story? She don't even put these girls' names out. And these girls don't even these girls put their own selves out there as the haters in the story. Well, this was me and this is how the story went and you did this and you did this and like, hey, wouldn't nobody even known that was you if you didn't say your name? Like the last girl, she learned, but if you would have just shut it up, nobody would even know that that was you. But now you look goofy because, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, you know, you went back and forth for months. She went back and forth making stories about Gorgeous Doll. And it's like, Gorgeous Doll has told 50,000 different stories, and every one of your stories have been about Gorgeous Doll. What does that tell about you? Okay. You really didn't have much going on but Gorgeous Doll. So that's what I'm saying. Like, having a personality is one thing, having an ego that is too big for your own self is another. And a lot of these midnight ballerinas, they don't have anything but an ego and a big butt and maybe a pretty face, but personality, not. They couldn't get it. The fact that you go to Dubai without even getting a wax is crazy. Okay, you go to Dubai and without a wax, you might as well go and get pooped on. Okay, get your 50,000 and go home. Okay, you don't need to be there. Okay, that's that's what she was trying to tell you, to go home, go get pooped on and go home. 'Cause at this point, you just wasted your time. But yeah, Gorgeous Doll is the lick, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.